Good morning. We got a wee dusting of snow last night, not much, and more is expected next week. So I'm filming this a little bit early. And when it snows, it just brings to mind to me how important the seasons are. Years ago, when I was going through a very painful loss, it happened at the end of fall and the beginning of winter. And where I live, the leaves start to fall off the trees. The color of the ground and the ground cover just gets very dull looking. And I've shown you before, really everything starts looking the same. And I went to my spiritual director, and he was talking to me. He said, Monique, he said, when the divine created us and all of creation around out of the same stuff. And we are more connected to nature than we realize. And if you look around you and pay attention to what's happening in creation right now, as we come toward winter, now right now we're in it, he said, you will find that creation can help you deal with what's going on in your life. We move so quickly in our lives that often we just plow through and we just keep moving, and we treat fall the same as winter and winter the same as spring and spring the same as summer, and we just keep moving at the speed of light, basically, through time, through our lives. And yet, because there is a promise here, there is a connectivity to nature and creation, we can learn so much, right? So he said, pay attention to the desolation that you feel in your heart and see how creation outside reflects that, mirrors that to you. And what does that do? I mean, I'm telling you, that was a great consolation to me, because I knew that creation was not going to stay in that condition, right? I knew that in a few months, little green sprouts would start to show on branches, and little bulbs would start to push through the hard crusted soil. And so in aligning my own desolation with the physical desolation seeming of creation around me, there was a real comfort. I felt like I was companioned, and I felt like there was a way of visualizing a way forward that I may not have had on my own. When it snows, there is a silence that falls over the land. Cars are quieter. The sound of birds are louder. The crunch of footsteps is something that is peaceful and consoling. And so I would recommend to you, whether it's snowing where you are or not, there are signs of winter, because that's where we are on this part of the equator. And so pay attention to what you might learn from the seasons. What is being revealed to you through this time of dormancy? When trees go quieter, when seasons and nighttime is longer, when it's darker longer, pay attention to what is happening in your own self. I mean, scientists will say that we are easily connected to the tide, and that there are people who are actually feel the tide very strongly in their heads and in their hearts, as far as headaches and such when there are barometric changes. It's not just fallacy. This is real. We are connected to creation. So see how you might draw comfort, consolation, insight, wisdom from what's happening in the world around you versus what's happening in the world of your head.